Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a love reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Thank you so much to everyone who has liked, shared, and subscribed. It really helps the channel to grow. You can also hit the bell notification button so you can get notifications of whenever I put out new readings. I try to put out readings as often as I can. I do work a full-time job, so but actually having this channel has made me more efficient with my time, which is shocking. I'm a Cancer too, and I'm excited for this reading, and let's just get straight into it. I do want to take a quick note and mention that I will never reach out to you to solicit for private readings. I do offer private readings, and that information can be found in the About section of my page, but I will never reach out to you first, okay? So please keep yourself safe. This is a love reading. There are going to be 4 base cards and 4 clarifiers and a oracle card at the end. I'm going to be using the Tarot of the Abyss, which is an amazing black and white deck, and the Wild Unknown Alchemy deck, which has this beautiful hexagon honeybee shape. So, Cancers, I hope that you're doing well. You are always the astrological family that is close to my heart. As a Cancer, when I meet another Cancer, I just know it. I know it before they even say it. And I'm sure that you have a feeling of these things too. Okay, 4 cards for the base spread. So I always shuffle. I never pick the cards. And I did pre-shuffle before I even turned on the camera, so I'm just shuffling for the cards right now. And they're flying out, which is always exciting. Sometimes they don't do that. Okay, so the first position is going to be your current circumstances in love. You have the 4 of Wands in the reverse. And although this is a general reading, because it's the Cancer sign, sometimes I would believe that it would apply to me too. So this makes a lot of sense. 4 of Wands in the upright looks like this celebration. And in this particular deck, it's represented by a birthday cake. What I think is so interesting about this card is it looks joyous in the upright, but there's nobody around her. Obviously, you know, maybe they're on the other side of the camera, but I don't know why I wanted to point that out, but it feels kind of solitary. That maybe that was okay for you before, where you were celebrating milestones or victories in your life, little and big victories, and you were okay celebrating that kind of in a personal way, reaching these goals, but now you want somebody to share that with, and it's clarified here by the Emperor, Aries energy. Emperor traditionally represents someone who embodies the power of all 4 kings in the tarot, all 4 suits. So he has there's a sense of mastery with him, of forcefulness, and somebody who has it all together, theoretically. And right now you're looking for your Emperor, perhaps because you feel like an Empress, or you're in your Empress energy, and you're in the state of wanting to receive. What I would caution you against here, though, is you do want to be in this 4 of Wands energy in the upright. You want to be in a vibration of celebration. I just weirdly heard somebody say, well, I'm so tired of trying to fake it until I make it. So somebody out there is feeling, oh, I want to point out that I have a beautiful aura crackle quartz here for your reading. So it's almost like, you know, and I don't know why I always intuitively choose, and I haven't really shown the crystals too much that I have around me, and I don't know why I haven't picked this crystal up in a very long time. but maybe this is what the feeling is, and I didn't realize it till this very moment, that it's like the light goes through and then it disperses in like all different directions. So you're feeling maybe a little bit scattered, perhaps in, well, I hope we all took advantage of the 8-8 portal in terms of what we're trying to manifest. And if you're trying to manifest love, you know, maybe it's a little bit of confusion of, I just heard, what is it safe to ask for? So there's an issue of trusting your own decision making, and it's making you feel a little unstable, because the Four of Wands can also represent a stable foundation. So Cancer, I think there are a lot of victories to celebrate. You know, another way we can look at this card is maybe this is how you feel. You don't just feel Empress, you feel Emperor. Maybe you're the kind of person that is a take charge person and wants to go out and pursue. And that's totally fine. But it's more about, this is the base energy, so it's kind of like saying, you have to get right with yourself first, in terms of being very, very clear with the universe as to what it is that you're manifesting. I just heard a fluctuation. There was just a fluctuation in my ear. So maybe your spirit guides, I don't know why I know how to say your spirit guides as opposed to mine, but it felt like, almost like your spirit guides are wanting to reinforce that with you, that they want to help you, but you're kind of giving them mixed signals. So just be very, very clear. So those are the current circumstances. So what are the challenges right now? Well, exactly what I said, clarity, and just on a personal note, King of Swords is always the character that shows up for me. But the King of Swords is air sign energy, predominantly Gemini, sometimes can be Libra for some people, but I always associate it with Gemini. So maybe you're dealing with a Gemini right now that's causing you some grief. That's what I wanted to say. What's amazing about this card, number one, the King of Swords is somebody who is an authority figure. So somebody with a lot of credentials, a lot of clout, but something to back it up, not just somebody who, you know, kind of pretends like they know things and doesn't know things. This person knows things. They're very, very smart. And they're very strategic. It's hard to tell. It is such a beautiful deck, but it's very detailed, and behind him, like he's standing on high, and it's like looking down at the terrain, but it's a labyrinth. So I don't know if you can see that in the background. It's a maze. So, you know, it's kind of like saying to me that clarity, number one, is your challenge. This is the challenge position, because the King of Swords is very clear. But also maybe you're trying to find your way from point A to point B right now. Maybe love is not actually at the forefront of your mind, even though it's something that you want. You have paperwork to do. You have a lot of responsibility. Normally, King of Swords character would have his sword pointed up. This sword is pointed down, so there's still some information yet to be gleaned from your situation. Instinctively, though, with this light over his head, I feel like you know. You already know what, you're a Cancer. You're intuitive. You're one of the most intuitive. I'm a Cancer Sun, Pisces Moon, so it's like all the fear and all of the intuition and all of the feelings and all of the crying and all of the anger and all the everything. It's right there at the surface all the time. But it's hard for the King of Swords to be in his feelings. He's a divine masculine who's got some really, really intense thoughts, and he's somebody who might push his feelings to the side. So maybe you've been in King of Air energy. Oh wow. So a bee just landed on my window. I will tell you something. Yeah, obviously we have bees. Like, I'm right outside of the nation's capital, and like, obviously we have bees, but I sit at this desk many times and I read tarot. I've never seen a bee land on my window right in front of me. So that's a sign for me and for you, right? Honey Drops Tarot. So it's kind of like bees represent diligence and hard work and fortitude and a higher consciousness. And wasn't I just talking about bees with this shape? Wasn't I just take these as synchronicities and signs from spirit? It's so special. I feel so comforted. Just like that comforted me. So it's okay if you're feeling in this kind of King of Swords energy where you're trying to be a little strategic right now, but I do want to say that it might be getting in your way, that you're meant to be in your feelings. Yes, there should be balance, but you're meant to be in the space of your feelings and your instincts, where that energy that love energy that you're putting out in the world will be reciprocated to you, returned to you, if it's at its highest vibration. So what's clarifying the King of Swords is the Six of Wands in reverse. This is the Six of Wands in the upright. It's kind of represented here by a ballerina taking her final bow on the stage. It's a card, and to a lot of accolades. There are people in the audience clapping. It's a card of victory, and you got it in the reverse. Which is not to say you won't have a victory. It's almost like people are clapping, but you can't see it. Perhaps these are your spirit guides, right? They are in shadow a little bit here. Your spirit guides are like cheering you on. Come on, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. And you're just, because this is your challenge position in love, you're just kind of like, look, I gotta take care of business. I gotta keep learning, keep growing. Hey, maybe I'm trying to stay at high vibration, but that involves me kind of perfecting my crafts and my skills, my skill set, perfecting my finances, perfecting my job, paying attention to the company I keep. It's a very specific way to say that. Paying attention to the company I keep. Take that as it resonates. In your strengths position. In your strengths position, the Six of Cups. So, I'm just going to take a sip of coffee on this one, Cancer. If you're anything like me, Cancer. Six of Cups is a card of Cancer. You see here, there's a lot of contemplation. In the space of the mind, I see these as neural pathways. They look like tree branches, barren tree branches, neural pathways leading back to memories. See two figures in the recesses of the mind and the cups on the ground. Kind of it's really funny. Spirit is trying to block something from me saying something right now. Spirit is doing that. You're not doing that. Your spirit is doing that to me, because I have been reading tarot for like a while now. Not as long as some, but enough to know what this card means. And I am drawing a complete blank, and that is not a mistake. It's not that I don't, it's not that I don't know what the Six of Cups means, but they're really trying to block me from saying its original meaning, because they want me to focus on this energy right here. So it's like barely coming through. It's a card of nostalgia, right? I don't know why that was so difficult. It's probably because in your strengths energy, you've just put down this iron wall, this iron gate to your past, and you are really, really focusing so much on the present, like staying in the present. So if there's somebody from, it's even my head is just like, it's like buzzing. If there's somebody from your past that you perhaps is trying to come back at you, trying to come back into your life that you don't want, or that you know feels like some kind of weakness for you, you're closing that off, and you're just, it's almost like this tree is like the wall between you and that memory, or you and that experience, and you're just like, nope, I'm going to create new neural pathways, create new experiences that foster positive feedback, right? Why do we get nostalgic about things? Because it's almost like we're trying to recreate a sense of happiness or dopamine or something that we formulated when we originally had that experience. And now you're saying, no, that was a toxic experience, or that was just something that didn't serve me. So now I'm trying to create new neural pathways, new memories, new experiences that I associate happiness with. Clarifying the Six of Cups is the Four of Swords. You can see all the swords kind of laid up on the wall here. Little birds on top, and the mask, not the mask, but the helmet, the protective helmet. Everything's come off, everything's been put down, every weapon of defensiveness has been put down, and we're resting now. Temporarily, but there's a sense of a feeling of safety, that because you have erected this wall, you're feeling a sense of safety, like you're literally erecting the wall here. Putting down, letting your guard down, putting down the swords of swords, you know, swords are thoughts. So it's kind of like anything that was causing you to be in kind of a spiraling energy, just like stop, cutting cords with that, clearing out that energy now. And taking a moment to breathe. That's quite all right. That's strength. This is in your strength. In terms of love, it's kind of like it's a reset. That's what they just told me. You're resetting yourself so that when you approach a new person, or even if you're in a relationship now, right? No one else can make us happy, only we can do that. So if there's been some kind of stagnancy in a relationship that you have, maybe you're realizing, and this is great, actually, this is really mature. Maybe you're realizing your part. You're taking the responsibility for your part and why it's feeling stagnant. So you're like, you know what? Whatever hang-ups I had about the past in this relationship, I'm going to let them go. I'm going to realize that's my hang-up. And I'm going to do something about it. And I'm going to do things that make me happy. And when I'm happy, my partner will be happy. It seems so, even the way I'm saying it, it's a little sing-songy. It's like, it seems like it's so easy. Obviously, it's not that easy, but maybe it could be. Maybe for you, it's a revelation. Yes, it is that easy. I'm just determined. You know, I'm determined to make it work. I'm determined to be happy. I'm determined to not let past, there's a chip on my shoulder is what I just heard. The chip on your shoulder, you're not going to let that, you're just going to Jay-Z it off, right? You're just going to brush it off. It's bringing up a very funny memory for me of how I mistook all the lyrics of that song because I just wasn't paying attention, and when I tried to recite them back to my sister, she started laughing hysterically because she's like, those aren't the lyrics, those aren't the lyrics. So that memory is coming up, and it's relevant because it's almost like you're rewriting the song, you're rewriting the vibration, you're rewriting the frequency of which you emanate. You're rewriting the whole thing. That's great. I'm very happy for you. So this is the advice from Spirit. You know what? Spirit is saying it's time to move. Ooh, this ear is now ringing. Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is pretty brutal. You can see this character here and this character here kind of. It's an intense energy of betrayal, and it is a 10. 10s always go back to 1 in the tarot. It's Ace to 10, then the Court cards. Anytime we're at a 10, we're just going to go back to the 1. The Ace is a brand new beginning. So it's kind of saying to me that it's a reconception of who you are. You're letting go of those 10 swords that might have felt like a betrayal, a disappointment, just on the ground. Only way to move is up. Like you've been leveled, and the only direction is up from here on out. Clarifying that is the Nine of Swords in reverse. This is Spirit's advice, right? If this is the energy of nightmares and you know, both of these are swords cards. You got a lot of swords energy here. This is nightmare energy in the upright. So in the reverse, it's just saying when we quiet the mind and we release, it's like release all of the swords and release all of the anxious thoughts and release all of the overstimulation is what I wanted to say. So it's a little bit of a message for this Cancer right here. A little overstimulation in terms of staying up too late, too much social media, too much caffeine. Maybe you drink alcohol, you smoke up, whatever it is. It's too much in excess, and Spirit is saying, you got to calm it down. You got to get your rest. You got to get your beauty sleep. You got to take care of yourself. Because when you have energy, when you wake up refreshed, you can set a really positive intention for your day. And that part of that is the love that you attract. You know, this is a love reading, but it doesn't have to be romantic. It can be just like the connections you have with your family, improving those, improving your soul tribe connections, reaching out to friends. Because just because we're taking a rest right now, it's not hermit energy. We're not hermiting ourselves away, isolating ourselves from others. I don't see that here. I see deep spiritual work. I see hard work of trying to overcome some obstacles with your sense of stability, with sense of anxiety, with sense of clarity, and letting go of the past. It's not easy work, but I see you doing it, Cancer. Just trying to see if there's anything Spirit wants to say besides that. They're pointing out the little birds on top of this. So almost like when you're in a state, this is the card of rest, 4 swords. When you're in a state of rest, Spirit will sing and communicate. Actually, listen to music. I've been listening to a lot of, I'm of a certain generation, so I've been listening to a lot of 80s, 70s, and 80s music, because that's my nostalgia generation. So even though we're letting go of the past, those vibrations that were set in us when we were quite young and have carried us through, carried our soul space through, it's okay to revisit those. Because when I listen to classic rock, I guess it is at this point, I start singing along. I start dancing in my seat. I feel it, you know. Sometimes I listen to a power ballad and it's like, oh, I feel it. But it gets me into it raises my energy. So Spirit is saying, listen to more music, right? Listen to, if you think about it, like all of these acts of creativity, what musicians do, they're projecting their soul song to all of us. to be a musician, it's not easy in this world. Unless you're lucky and you get to a certain height and you get paid. It's a passion. It's a passion that you spend your whole lifetime trying to perfect and to become an expert at, and to feel with every piece of your soul. Those people who are musicians, I was going to say magicians, musicians and painters, artists, they're projecting their gifts to the world and allowing us to be a part of that. So when you listen to music, you're literally listening to somebody else's soul song to you. And when you think about music that way, it will make you be in a space of gratitude. It is that wonderful. So like even me talking about it, like I feel lighter, right? So I really encourage you, Cancer, to listen to some tunes. Okay. I can't even make this up. You got the Sun card. Look, this whole deck. You got the Sun card. How beautiful. How beautiful. Right? This is reminding me, I just gave Reiki. I'm a master Reiki, and I gave Reiki to my cat this morning because I noticed him kind of coughing a little bit. So yeah, cats can cough too. So I was giving him Reiki. So I was, I was channeling the energy through my hands and blowing into my hands and projecting that energy out. And so there's a lot of focus right in this part of the hand. So maybe that's relevant to you. Maybe it's time that you have a healing Reiki session, or perhaps something with the hands, massage. Okay, but I'm going to read from the book. The Sun energy, it's number 1 in the Alchemist, the Wild Unknown Alchemy deck. It's number 1. The Sun in Tarot is the best card. It's abundance. So, the Sun, expression, vitality, identity. Each morning the Sun graces the night sky, summoning the dawn. Such is the energy of the Sun card. With its arrival is an activation and a presence of vitality, of new beginnings. It is said the Sun is linked to the hero archetype and the Yang dynamic in Chinese alchemy. Through the Sun's radiance, we are inclined to see ourselves fully and establish a sense of who we are. We gain confidence and clearer vision. In its light, we are assured that we too have an important role in the world. Associated with the masculine dynamics, the Sun card certainly carries a risk if not kept in check. Much like the Emperor carries a risk if not kept in check. Remember, the Sun never actually sets. It's the Earth that pivots away. Assess whether it's time for you to awaken more fully or turn away and rest. Sunburns humble us all. When the Sun card appears in a reading, think of it as a tone setter for the rest of the cards. It lightens the scene, bringing energy and clarity to the entire reading. Sometimes we got to keep the Emperor in check, the Yang energy. We got to bring clarity. King of Swords. Sometimes we have to rest. 4 of Swords. So that's your reading, Cancer. This was a beautiful reading. I feel invigorated by it, and I hope you do too. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell notification button so that you get updates of when I post new readings. Thank you so much, Cancer.